The ability to improve our thinking skills can have a profound impact on our lives. Individuals are prisoners to their own intellect. Our lives are shaped by our knowledge, beliefs, and values. Many, if not most, of our limitations are self-imposed and the result of the way that we understand the world. When we close our eyes and open them up, to a great degree, the thing that we see, our life, is the result of our beliefs about the world and about ourselves. While we can't control many of the things that happen to us in our lives, where we were born, to which parents, our race, sex, the year, the political climate, or the culture we were born into, we can control our response to these immutable characteristics. We can control how we respond. In some very real ways, we are responsible for the trajectory of our lives. We are response-able. It's a statement of objective fact to suggest that we choose our response to the events and circumstances of our lives. The world we see is the result of our cognitive schemas. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Or as a person thinketh, so shall they be." We construct our lives from the raw materials of thought. And maybe more importantly, we're limited by our thoughts. This is why the ability to improve our thinking skills is so important. Improve thinking, improve life. Most research into intelligence focuses on three factors: genetic, environmental, and developmental. The component that's missing from this equation is behavior. As a head of a graduate program, I have repeatedly seen behavioral similarities in high-performing artists and designers. I've come to the understanding that there are a set of behaviors of high IQ. Now, the important point in this is that unlike genetics and to some degree environment, behavior is within our control. We are responsible for our behavior. We have agency with our behavior. We can focus on and modify our behavior. That's the goal of this video. We can be more intelligent by behaving more intelligently. Now, with this in mind, let's take a look at some very specific ideas on how to improve our thinking skills. Joshua Ray Stevens is a comic book artist whose work I've followed for 25 years. This can't be understated that this guy's maybe the most insightful and intelligent person that I know. There's a link in the description below to his work. His graphic novels are killer. I would suggest that you look into it. In typical Joshua Ray fashion, in one of our many conversations, he made an offhanded and deceptively profound comment that I've talked about many times on this channel. He made the comment that the idiot is the person who is locked inside of their own idiocosm. The idiot is a prisoner to the limits of their understanding, of their own understanding. This insight from Joshua is an arrow through the heart of the issue. The opposite of the intelligent human being is the idiot. This realization can help us construct a plan, a way out of idiocy. In Plato's cave allegory, prisoners are chained to a wall in a cave and mistake the shadows on the wall for reality. The allegory illustrates, again, the limits of understanding and points to the need to look beyond those limits. In the allegory, one escapes, sees the true world, and returns to enlighten the others who, of course, resist and reject him. So the primary goal, it would seem, is to extend our thinking beyond the limits of our current understanding in order to make a better life. Here are some tools. To think better, we must, above all else, reach into the unknown unknowns. Now, how do we do this? How do we extend our thinking beyond the limits of our understanding? Here are the behaviors, the tools to reach outside of ourselves. I'll give a simple method to use these actions as we step through the video. Cultivate epistemic humility. Practice metacognition. Leverage the Johari window. Utilize Socratic questioning and SWOT. And participate in intellectual communities. This method depends upon you diagramming, cataloging, recording, and maintaining a record of these thoughts and this process over time. How? I absolutely hate the term mind map because I think it does it a great disservice. So maintain a diagram over time, a mind map, a structured diagram of your problems and challenges over time. Here we can see on the screen digital forms that this might take. Now, you need not use necessarily digital tools. You could use Post-it notes, a sketchbook. You could have a wall with it on it. There are many, many different ways to diagram these problems. The important component is that you need to be able to modify and to restructure the diagram quickly, and you need to be able to maintain it over time. Also, there should be highly personal information on this diagram, so you might not want to make this something that is in a public space. You're going to use the following strategies and intellectual tools, established intellectual tools, to structure this diagram. The first and arguably most important component in reaching beyond our idiocosm, beyond our own idiocy, beyond our current limits is listening. To listen is to enter into dialogue, true dialogue with others and others' ideas. Listening is the ability to suspend our preconceived notions and accept others' perspectives as true. The second important component is to practice epistemic humility, to acknowledge the limits of our knowledge, to be open to new information and perspectives, to start with the attitude that I don't know everything, to approach discussions with others with the understanding that you can learn from others, to try to truly learn and to be humble. To practice metacognition, we need to regularly reflect on our thinking process by asking ourselves questions about how we solve problems and make decisions. Now, you need to monitor and evaluate your understanding of these strategies and adjust them as you need, as you improve your learning and problem-solving skills. Metacognition literally means thinking about thinking. You need to spend time, scheduled, regular time, thinking about your thinking about this process, these issues, and this diagram. You need to use the Johari window in order to identify and share your thoughts and your work and your feelings with others to expand the open area. Seek feedback from others to reduce your blind spots, to reduce the not known to self, the unknown. Show your work to others. Take notes and listen to what they say. Listen, actually listen in order to enlarge the areas of the Johari window that are in fact known to the self. Try to break out of your own idiocosm. 5 is to utilize critical thinking tools like Socratic questioning and SWOT. With Socratic questioning, we identify our assumptions. Then we ask questions that challenge these assumptions in a disciplined sequence of probing questions. To use SWOT, we identify and list internal strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then we use this analysis to develop strategies that leverage our strengths and opportunities while addressing weaknesses and mitigating threats. 6 is to participate in intellectual communities, join discussion groups, attend conferences, and engage with communities of learners. Get involved, get outside of your own perspective, listen to others. Now, the most important component of this, aside from listening, is to maintain over time and return to and modify a structured diagram of your problems and challenges. Track these ideas over time in diagram form. So what is the process? The process is to diagram your problems, both professional and personal. They are linked. They are the same thing. Maintain that diagram and modify it over time. And use existing critical thinking tools in order to structure this diagram. What are those tools? Cultivate epistemic humility, practice metacognition, leverage the Johari window, utilize Socratic questioning and SWOT, participate in intellectual communities. Through modifying our behavior and expanding our understanding beyond ourselves, we can get smarter. This translates to more power. It translates to more agency. It translates to a better life. Over the course of the last couple of videos, I have been asked repeatedly in the comments for a studio update. I figured I would put this at the end of my videos. This is just one of many things that I have been working on this week in the studio. My 2 videos ago, I produced a video entitled, I'm going to tell you exactly how to become an excellent designer, where I recount a story where when I was 19 years old, I met the typographer Ed Bengad. This is a hand-pulled 3-color fluorescent ink screen print portrait of the typographer Ed Bengat. It's an edition of 50. It's signed and numbered. It dropped yesterday, and it is just one of many, many things that is popping in my studio.